Slenderman, Slenderman, all the children try to run. Slenderman, Slenderman, to him it's part of the fun. Slenderman, Slenderman, dressed in darkest suit and tie. Slenderman, Slenderman, you most certainly will die.
Oh, hello, and welcome to Dente Rigamortis. I'm Review Cultist.
And I'm Dr. Leviathan.
Hey, have we still not found Mikey? The E stands for evil. Not found Mikey. The E stands for evil. Found Mikey. The E stands for evil. Mikey. The E stands for evil. The E stands for evil. The E stands for evil. The E stands for evil.
And I'm Mikey. The E stands for evil.
Yeah. And we're here to discuss those internet stories, most creepy, most pasta, and for Slendermonth 2016, most slender. And tonight we have Trial of Leaves, a Slender vlog. So yeah, we're finishing off Slendermonth 2016 with the Slender vlog, and so Trial of Leaves.
Wait, it was Trial? Oh, dude. I typed in Trail of Leaves.
Right?
I got something way more boring.
Oh,
It's just these guys going for a hike, and shit starts happening to them periodically. It was weird.
see, that's what I liked about it, but we'll get into that. It started in 2013 by Josiah Miller and his friends. The series is a Slender vlog set in the Fear mythos and uses concepts derived from that, which, as well as nods from Marble Hornets and other Slender vlogs. It's also later tied to another series called Pavel Hall by Salvatore Haran. The Fear mythos essentially takes a bunch of the creepypasta monsters like Slenderman, the Rake, and other ones that are a little bit more like copyright friendly. And makes this pantheon of horrors that toy with humanity. So, and it's essentially just a community of writers that wanted to make a pantheon of monsters, or their own little mythos.
I just don't understand why I'm not in the writers, in the Pantheon.
Yeah. In Trial, we see Slenderman, the fear of the unknown, the Black Dog, fear of guilt, and the Rake, fear of violence. The Black Dog, I'm not sure is where he is in that series, because as I watched it the second time around with that in mind off of the Fear Mythos wiki, I didn't see any spooky looking dog aside from the odd dog that was somebody's house like dog or whatnot. So I don't know if that's actually in the series, but
You also may be taking it a touch more literal.
right. The series and a few other Fear series have the narrative set up called the Game of the Gods, where the fears target people who they believe can be used to their own machinations. So that's kind of the premise, or the back premise of this series. So, but with all that out of the way, the backdrop stuff out of the way, rundown. So these three friends, Justin, Josiah, and Nathan, go on hikes and decide to start a YouTube channel recording some of them. Their first video goes well with some neat little discoveries in the woods and some banter, but ends with Nathan revealing that he had a gun on him the whole time, and there's a little bit of a whoa, hey.
Wait, what?
Yeah, in the hike one.
Alright, I wasn't paying attention. I knew he had a knife.
Yeah, they had a knife and then they had a gun. He pulled a gun out of the back of his shirt.
Okay.
And he's like, it's like, don't worry about it, and just put it back in the trunk, and they all left, and it was kind of awkward moment. I was like, why does he have a gun?
See, now I come from a nation with responsible gun control, so that kind of shit. Yeah, trust me, if I'd have noticed that, I really wasn't paying attention at the end of that video. Apparently, I noticed a lot of guns later.
Yeah.
But I was like, whatever. And,
It's America.
Well, and also shit had started to go down, but who fucking takes a hike with a gun?
Yeah, well, we get into that. The next video, they proceed to address it. Nathan is just a very cautious person and doesn't feel safe without one, or without some kind of defense that isn't a knife.
But train your fucking body.
Yeah.
You lazy bastard.
But they've been hiking and stuff.
Well, here's the thing. I actually have a very similar mindset. However, you can carry a fucking arsenal with you, but if you don't train your mind to catch dangers, then, with that's your most important weapon, or your most important defense, because you can catch things and react to them, whereas, I've got a gun, but I have no fucking situational awareness.
Yeah.
So I'm dead before I get a chance to use my gun, or what have you. I mean, Like, I don't understand that mindset. And again, Canadian responsible gun control, like, I don't have the ability to walk around with a gun.
Yeah.
So I don't think about the opportunity, like, the ability to walk around with a gun.
Yeah.
That might be part of it, but still, I just can't see where people come with that mindset.
Yeah. And I mean, it is a very kind of actually right now it's kind of a touchy subject with the whole gun control thing. But yeah,
It's not a touchy subject.
all right.
Gun control needs to happen, and people need to fucking understand that gun control doesn't mean that someone's going to come into your home and take away all your guns.
Yeah.
It means that it's going to be responsible about who gets guns and about how guns are stored and kept. That's what gun control is. It's a brilliant idea.
Yeah. But anyway, they decide to do some survival tips between the hiking videos to kind of like show people how to handle weapons and stuff for defense.
Yeah, this is another point where I tuned out because I was like, oh,
Yeah.
what are your survival tips going to be?
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder if they'll help me survive in situations. And I was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And punch card, there we go.
And they're like, look at all our knives. And they have all the knives lined up with the gun on the side.
And a razor blade.
Yeah, razor blade.
Like there's almost some kind of like parody to it. Like I think it, like obviously like at this point like they were just like they were using this as like a starter for like what happens. But so during their like little show thing, they one of them goes back inside into the room that they were just in. And discover a weird painting that's been placed on Nathan's wall. And it's only been like 2 minutes, so nobody really could have gone in there and just popped it in. Nobody's like fessing up with his family. And it has an X with an X through an O. Kind of like the Zodiac Killer symbols, right? And not the Slenderman stuff. And so they do some research in the next couple of videos, but don't turn up much aside from the Zodiac thing. And like nothing seems to be really turning up in anybody's like art books or anything like that about what the symbol means, which to my like it was kind of a problem for me because like when that first came out, it's like, so you're putting your Slender series in a world where there isn't Slenderman. But then it cuts to like a couple of days later, like a couple of videos down the road, they do address that. Yeah, we've been finding these videos. Like I've watched like 10 or more episodes of like a dozen series on YouTube where like people are being attacked by the Slenderman thing. So he is a thing.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the best way to do any Slender web series or any Fear Mythos web series would be to have it in a vacuum where like everyone like where Marble Hornets doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Unless it's a Marble Hornets thing where Trial of Leaves doesn't exist unless it's actually Trial of Leaves. Like
it's kind of like the same thing like zombie movies. Like you don't say the Z word in the zombie movie. Like people don't generally in like a lot of zombie movies.
And that always bothers the piss out of me.
So wait, it's the opposite for Slenderman?
Well, no, because it's the same as it actually is in zombie movies. But I mean, zombie is such a common term. I mean, like man. You're fucking rough looking on Monday. I wonder what your coworkers are gonna call you. They'll call you something.
Yeah.
As long as they don't say you got a case of the Mondays.
So, after a bit of time with no further incidences or like weirdness happening, they decided to start again with the hiking videos and even camping. While looking for a campsite, Justin, who's been suffering from mono, but is trying to tough it out, has a really bad spell at the end of their like search, and they postpone the camping trip till like a couple of days later when they just do it outside of one of their backyards. However, in this, there's an incident where the Slenderman attacks them while they're camping, and Justin is severely hurt and needs to be hospitalized. Like Slenderman, like just puts his hand out and like essentially blows a hole or like a huge like scorch mark on his chest. And so after this, and some weeks later, essentially, the series goes to like them arguing whether to keep filming this whole thing or not, and ultimately decide to switch from hiking series to an investigation of what's going on, to keep a record and to post on the YouTube channels. They actually watch and discover other Slender. I already went through that. So yeah, but they also try to keep on the move. They start getting more paranoid about things, but they're trying to also live like normal lives because they actually do have family and friends and stuff like that in this world. So and they're planning up for Josiah's birthday. And during this series of events, there's something hacks their channel and starts putting these mysterious videos, mysterious masked and hooded figure, with disturbing footage of both them and like the Slender Man, with like creepy, or with the old-fashioned Mr. Sandman music playing in the background and stuff. And the guys don't know what's going on because it's just them that knows the password, so they're not sure what's going on. The birthday goes well until Slenderman shows up the next video, as everything's winding down and they're having an argument. The next video after that is Josiah trapped in the woods and stalked by the Slender Man, unable to escape, unable to die, which he does try to do with a razor blade. And seems lost and just like gone, like he's given up on like being found, and so he's just kind of saying his goodbyes. Cut to a couple months later, like almost a year later, Nathan has spent this last year searching for him, looking for answers, being played with by the servant, who is that masked figure, and eventually finding a clue with the painting and meeting up with Justin again after a brief brawl. Not unlike the brawl between Jay and what's his name?
Who cares?
Yeah, Maskey from Marble Hornets. They formulate a plan after Justin reads a ritual in a book somewhere to travel to where Josiah is being held. They go into the woods, perform the ritual, and by putting blood on the painting, and teleport to this other place where it's the forest they were just at, but it's causing visual distortions in the camera, and there's a cacophony of sirens and creepy noises. They find a disheveled and half-crazed Josiah and race to get him away from a creepy humanoid creature that comes out of the woods. And they get out into the real world. However, as they're things are looking up and stuff, the servant shows up and grabs one of their guns and shoots Nathan in the head. Josiah overpowers him and kills the guy with a couple of gunshots, and they take a moment to mourn. However, then the Slender Man shows up again, takes Nathan's body, and the surviving two flee the scene. Cut to the next series of videos, which are some months later. Justin has gone off again. Josiah is left alone back at his family home, abandoned, but for some reason the home is not foreclosed, and still has power. His family is dead apparently, and all his contacts and friends are missing or not replying to his calls. After a long while of just existing and looking for answers, he gets a hold of one of his friends from the birthday party, but she's in danger, so he rushes to her place and proceeds to chase the hooded people that were there, because he arrived too late, and eventually catches one. Also, for some reason, it's suddenly night when it was day when he entered the house. The last video is so far, because it's only been about 3 months of this recording, is him interrogating the girl that he caught and trying to get answers. And after some extreme measures, they both realize that neither of them are affiliated with the hooded people, and they are actually victims of it. And we leave them off to their this revelation of dismay. So the end for now. Apparently, this is the end of season 1 of The Trial of Leaves. Also, yeah, like I mentioned, it starts off the series named Trail of Leaves, but during one of the hacks or something like that, somebody changes it all up to Trial of Leaves, and that is addressed, I think, during the birthday party episode. So I'll just go into my thoughts on that. So, like I said, I like the start concept of it, just a couple of guys, a couple of buds posting videos of them walking and shooting the shit. Kind of gets you to like the characters and get to know them. And then they just kind of stumble on to some weird shit, and it follows them home. The distortion are similar, but a little bit more subtler than what was in Marble Hornets.
Subtle?
Well, they were a little subtle.
Nothing subtle about their distortion.
I don't know, it was
It was fucking jarring at all times.
I don't know, I didn't find it that bad. Because it's more or less just sharp cuts and not a whole lot of visual, odd, video distortion. With audio changes.
Yeah, but it was cuts, and those cuts were sharp and jagged. They were jarring.
I mean, okay.
So, not subtle. Whereas tweaking the fucking, the visual like adding in like the tracking and shit.
Yeah.
That's subtle.
All right, I don't know. I thought it was like a little bit more so like the initial ones, like where they just suddenly like they cut to like a different scene and then cut to this one. I thought it was a little bit more interesting than just having like the levels change.
Okay, but having it more interesting is not more subtle.
All right, I apologize. I missed
Two different words.
I said the wrong thing. All right. And then adding in like different audio signifiers, like the random creepy, like pleasant music that was playing in certain ones when Slenderman showed up.
Yeah, and these guys have got to have either a fucking just no care about copyrights, or just a fucking nightmare with licensing, because they use all sorts of music that I recognize. I mean, some of it might be
Royalty free?
No, not royalty free. Public domain.
Yeah, that's it.
But like at this point, but I'm pretty sure the Cantina song from Star Wars is not.
Yeah. I don't think they were actually planning on like getting paid or like putting this out like for payment or anything like that. So it was just kind of like their own video. So
Yeah, you still gotta. Yeah.
yeah.
Laws can fuck you right in the arse.
That is true. With YouTube, yeah. That is also very true. Like, hey, I made a cool little anime music video. Yeah, we're going to shut that down. It's like, but it was just a fun little video. It's like, too bad. Copyright. Yeah, the companies can get you on those. I thought the Slenderman was pretty good, like production-wise. Like, I mean, it's just the guy in the suit and stuff like that, but he was a lot more mobile, have a little bit more personality to him in this one than just standing there. Like, he was a little bit more active.
Well, and we know my thoughts on that. I prefer someone who... I'm not afraid of something that doesn't fucking move.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Like, I can't be afraid of something that doesn't move.
Yeah.
Unless it's, like, right in front of me and just refuses to move. That's a different story, but in a movie, or in this case, a web series, if it's not moving, you're not moving me. Mm-hmm. See what I did there?
Yeah. The proxy in this one, the servant, is a little bit more is a cool little like trickster character that's leading the victims along. I thought he had like more of a sinister tone to him than like some of the other proxies I've seen in Slender vlogs. Or like you kind of knew what like you kind of got more of a sense of his like personality and motive in this one to me. Their reaction to the situation is pretty solid, I thought. Like researching the initial weirdness. Though they really don't find stuff on Slenderman, which again I covered, so it's just kind of weird to me when that happened. And then taking months to deal with like normal shit and like trying to separate between like weirdness and family and stuff, and then doing a really piss poor job. Then finally like bringing guns to bear on the situation and knives dipped in holy water when like they finally like figure they're going to go up against the big bad thing. Though the use of just audio for gunfire, while well edited, like for audio wise, I really feel there should have been some kind of like smoke effect or something at the end of the barrel, or like it couldn't have been that like. I don't know, like I'm not sure, I'm not expert on guns, but I'm pretty sure there is some kind of muzzle fire.
Muzzle flare?
Yeah, muzzle flare when it comes to assault rifles, which one of the guys had. Yeah. They did really well with the one shot when Nathan gets shot in the head.
I genuinely... I actually wasn't looking at the screen when that, because when I was... I in order to make my way through this, I had it on kind of, not in the background, but... I wasn't just watching it. I was fucking around with other shit because, I found this to be incredibly boring. But I also marathoned it, and we've talked about that. Sometimes marathoning a web series isn't the best way to go about it.
Yeah.
So, I do what I gotta do so that I can talk about it here, but it still might not be the best way to experience it.
Yeah. Like I actually, the first time I experienced it was pretty much like whenever they came out with a new video, it's like, oh, cool. And then I'd visit it like every couple of months. They'd pop out one, or every couple of weeks. And then recently I rewatched it, and I'm glad it's abbreviated. It's essentially an abbreviated version of Marble Hornets, where they cut out some of the stuff that Marble Hornets had that really didn't need to be there if you're marathoning it. But it did kind of have a little bit more of an abbreviated, like short, like escalation. The escalation was pretty good, but like there's a bit of a skipping kind of things that you get when you're marathoning something rather than watching it naturally like as it progresses. Yeah, apart from the not immediately finding Slenderman stuff on the symbol search, this book that Justin finds the ritual in is never explained, and like a little ham-fisted or forced into the plot. Like it kind of felt like he was just like, oh yeah, I found this ritual in a book. It's a long story. I'll tell you.
But they did pick him up outside of a church.
Okay, so
if you were paying attention to that,
and that's where he got the holy water from.
Yeah. So he probably read a book in a church.
All right, fair enough.
Or, a library.
Yeah.
That's another repository for books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, like I said, the initial hiking was a little too shaky, but in terms of camera work. But I do feel as the series went on, the camera work got better.
And you've got a guy walking with a camera.
Yeah, and sometimes they were running, which is just never good. And yeah, while we never see them, the parents are mentioned, and there's other people in this world, which is a nice change.
Yeah, one of them has a fucking sister.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw her, but
I think
they mentioned her.
Yeah.
I know that much.
I know somebody let them into the house to see Justin when he was recovering.
Maybe that was her. Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, some people when you're actually shooting from the background point, or the backdrop point of view, when you're shooting one of these things, maybe your parents or some people don't want to be seen, so they do it when they're not around or something like that. But they do later explain to a degree why there's absences, is that some of them died immediately after he went missing.
Nope.
And then there's disappearances.
No, they explained that a lot of them died just before he returned.
Okay, no, so that's what I meant. Not when he went missing. When they as he returned.
To me, it took a while for me to wrap my head around that. Why did they die before he returned? And then the only thing I could think of was that the servant was a double agent.
Okay, so, how do you mean?
The servant, working for Slenderman, was also working with the anti-cultists.
Oh, okay, yeah, the guys who
feeding the misinformation that these people are...
Right, yeah, because that's what the guys were doing. They were going after... They were killing families because their families have been killed. And so, yeah, okay, that makes sense. That actually is a lot... That's a lot... It explains why there's, because... Those last three videos, I was like, wait, so the cultists aren't the cult?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It was it was one of those questions that was out there, it's why doesn't it make sense?
Yeah.
And there's the only person that they've interacted with outside of themselves is this servant.
Yeah.
That knows about them.
I also did when he gets back to his house, it's abandoned, but there's obviously there's signs that they were searching for him, they weren't just everyday life and stuff like that. It did show they had been looking for him and stuff. Why didn't he? The one thing, another thing that kind of bothered me during that, the part where Josiah's just existing and living in his old house, was why didn't he go seek help anywhere? It kind of bugs me. He couldn't have gone to the cops or gone to some kind of authorities.
Well, or walked with any of these,
or walked to. Yeah, well, this one for some reason, it really bugged me at the end because up until this point, I felt their whole their dealing with it was justified and stuff, and then this one, it's he's just been existing for months
really
in his.
Because at one point they go perform a ritual which requires blood.
Yeah.
Armed with guns, and by the sounds of the gunfire, automatic guns, full auto.
Yeah.
And bladed weapons, a machete that I distinctly recall seeing, quenched in holy water.
Yeah.
That's not a reasonable way to deal with anything.
I mean,
ever.
When you're dealing with the supernatural, it seems reasonable to me. But that's because I play through and listen to a lot of Call of Cthulhu games. So maybe that's my
I understand this, but these guys are fucking hikers.
Yeah.
They fucking stumbled into this shit, and their reaction is to perform a blood ritual, armed
to the teeth.
Basically to the teeth. For your common citizen, they were armed to the teeth.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was an M16, and I'm pretty sure I heard it going full auto.
Yeah.
You have no idea how armed to the teeth that sounds to me.
Yeah,
with my knowledge of gun laws in Canada.
Yeah. I will give you that, yeah.
Because I can't have that shit in my home.
Yeah.
Like, not a reasonable response.
Okay, I guess it's realistically, it's not a reasonable response. For the narrative, to me, it seemed like a reasonable response for like somebody dealing with a supernatural thing. Okay, maybe not authorities, but I think he's staying at this house and he's like calling people constantly. I think it's like I would have walked to people's houses.
Yeah,
and
he only ever tries to call, and he's like, "Oh man, they're gone." Well, I guess they could have changed their number. Did they fucking move too, asshole?
Yeah, it's just like. That was what bugged me the most about the end.
Go to a fucking coffee shop, soak up some free Wi-Fi, and fucking try and find them on Facebook.
Yeah, and it wasn't until like...
Or, if you're really out of touch, MySpace.
And I do think that it is kind of like it was kind of humorous to me. It's like he spends all this time, like, these months, like calling people, like just constantly calling people, and keeps calling the same numbers too, and then gets a reply from somebody, and then as soon as he hears like trouble, he's out the door finally in his car and just rushing over. That end part where he's just existing didn't make really a whole lot of sense in terms of how well it's been going. Like, it's been escalating uphill for most of the series, and then it kind of just went to the Marble Hornets thing where they're existing for...
I don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna And, like, okay, he's been through an ordeal. I could have totally accepted the fact that, you know what, he just needs to fucking chill.
Yeah.
However, he doesn't just need to chill because he's constantly calling everyone, or trying to.
Yeah.
So, like... If you need to just chill, just chill. Don't fucking post a video, honestly, because I don't need to see you chill.
Yeah.
Or, if you've gotta fucking get out there, get out there.
Yeah.
Like, you know...
Yeah, like, I mean, again, the series...
Don't do both.
Yeah.
Because you can't do both, because they're opposite things.
Yeah. And again, like, the series up until this point has been pretty good for not telling us, like, what's been going...
Sit here.
Or not been, like, showing...
Gotta talk to everyone.
Yeah. Has not been showing us like these like videos of them just like having life and stuff like that. It's been actually like the videos have been like when some weird shit has happened, and then like suddenly we have these ones where it's just suddenly like them
nothing's happening
exactly, and it was just like.
But he's got to tell us that his family's dead.
Yeah. So what else do I have? I think I have one more thing. This what was it? Said this is the end of this was the end of season 1 according to the creators. I'm interested to see where this goes next, because now that we found out that the anti-cultists are like have been killing people and stuff like that, and like he now has a new companion to like deal with this ordeal. So I'm personally like interested to see where the survivors go from here, and like what happened to like Nathan's body, and where's Justin going at her, but whatnot. But that is my thoughts on Trial of Leaves. Mikey, E stands for evil.
Yeah, my beef.
Where's the beef?
With started at the camping episode, where they, in my opinion, just used too many special effects. When they had okay, we're going to show you the unedited version. And it says, this is the unedited version. And then so many special effects.
What special...
Like they had, like audio, they had, let's see here, dial tone, radio tone, different video filters.
So you had too many audio effects.
It had too many audio effects, and a lot of the stuff didn't really need to be there. Like... In my mind, a supernatural entity is going to affect something either constantly through being proximity or when it's on camera.
Yeah, and we do see that whenever like they when they were looking for the painting, whenever they saw whenever they were in the direction of the painting, the screen went black and white and then would fade back to color. I don't know. I find like I just figured that it was watching it a second time. I just figured it was Slenderman seeping back into this world, and so like you're getting a little taste of the cacophony that you got like when they went back into when they went into the other world or whatever it was, and there was just a cacophony of noise and whatnot.
When you think about it, a video camera. How is a video camera going to get dial tone and radio signal?
Yeah, the problem there is not that it gets the sound; it's that they use these very recognizable sounds from elsewhere. Are you telling me that Slenderman comes with an unhung up phone?
Oh God!
You know,
Damn it!
like
Just like
that's.
He's just
I
holding
think
it for
that's the point he's trying to make. Like he's coming with these so easily identifiable sounds that don't fit with camcorder malfunction.
Yeah, because they also don't really hear. Okay, fine. They don't actually hear those sounds. Like it's just the listener is essentially hearing them. So it's like a stinger in.
And again, even if they did hear it, the question still needs to be begged: did they get the sound for a dial tone from Slender Man? Because it's the exact same. Yeah. This actually harkens back to what I was talking about with with their licensing nightmares, because they use readily recognizable sounds all the time, not just music, but in their sound effects.
Yeah.
With the dial tone and so many others. It was annoying, and it was distracting. It took me out of it, and I was like, not that I was really deep in, but I was like, as soon as I heard something that I'd recognize, I'd be like, "The fuck are you doing?"
All right, fair enough.
It just Is that the point you were trying to make?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they should have used again subtler,
less recognizable.
You don't have to use a dial tone. You can just use static, because static is a thing that
happens
happens on a lot of things.
And we've had it happen on that, like cross audio contamination. Like when we were outside doing the park one way back when, like I had to edit out a shit ton of like weird random like noise that like it would actually like corrupt some of the audio file.
See what I'm saying? Whereas these guys were just fucking taking
just
audio
noises,
clips.
to be weird and like
not random noises. They were it's almost like they were seeking out this specific noise. Like, oh, I want something that sounds like a dial tone, so I'll just use a dial tone.
Yeah,
it's like, no, find something that sounds like a dial tone but isn't a dial tone. I don't know. Just
Okay, and my next issue was the video called Escalation, where he goes on about how he can't sleep, and then he goes to sleep, but he's wearing shorts and socks.
Yeah.
And it's like, I haven't been able to sleep for days. Well, undress. That's one of your main problems.
You know what? I do know someone who sleeps in socks.
But shorts?
It could have been boxers.
Some people... hey, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, the less I wear, the better I sleep, so...
Which is the way most people...
Exactly, so I don't understand, like, my friend who wears socks to bed. Why do I know that? First off. Secondly, I don't fucking understand how he can sleep. But...
Yeah.
The shorts, I don't know, man. I've fallen asleep in my pants.
Yeah, but normally when I do that, it's just like for a quick nap.
Normally when I do it, it's by accident.
Also, when I've done it, it's been when I'm in a hotel room with a bunch of people, and I don't want to wear it. Like, just
See, and I think you may have actually stumbled upon the real reason. He was going to be on camera and didn't want his dong hanging out.
And I mean, that could be in character as well as out of character stuff. Like, that could be, like...
Now, me, I would have just, like... I'm not exactly proud of my body, but in that instance, I would have been like, you know what? I'm going to have to be on screen in boxers. If my dick flops out, I guess we're going to have to do another take.
Yeah.
Close set.
Yeah. I also, like, there are a couple, like, I do enjoy the series as a whole. There were some videos that I feel did not need to be there. Like, this one didn't really need to be there, aside from, the only reason it's there is just to show that, hey, the servants coming into your room, taking your way. So it could have just as easily been, like, one of the servants' videos. Like, they could have done it that way.
Yeah.
And done, like, a little cool artsy-fartsy audio video. And you know what? For the most part, I like the video, like those videos, like when the Mr. Sandman video, like the first one, when it shows up, and showing all the creepy, like disturbing video footage of them, and then shows like Mr. Sandman, yes. That was actually really cool. I liked that because again, it gives Slenderman a little more character. Like it could have been done like that way. And then like I said, the videos, like, again, the series did pretty well with not doing, like, oh, we need to record our life now, like, because Slenderman's here, until, like, that last bit where, like, he's just existing, and it's like, you could have just had, like, one quick video where it's like, this is my situation, I'll let you know what everything's different, like how Nathan did at the, when Josiah went missing, like, he did, like, a quick update video, but, yeah, sorry, anything else, Mike?
Well, things that they can sort of use to continue if they so choose.
I'm pretty sure they will, but who's to say?
Well, when the one guy's stuck in the other dimension, or whatever, he explains that they want him to open the door,
yeah,
gate, or whatever.
It's part of the game of the gods thing. But
now, his friends open
the door.
the door.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't open the right door. The door that they want open.
Maybe
So
Because, I mean, let's face it, if they wanted the door to our world open, well, how the fuck did they get Josiah?
Yeah.
So, they can open that door. That's not the door they want open.
Yeah.
That's
Actually, yeah, because I have gone ahead, like, spoilers, guys, I have gone ahead and watched Pavel Hall. By the way, it's not found footage all the time. Pavel Hall's actually done, like, cinematically half the time. Like, out of, like, not just, like, with shaky cam and stuff, it's actually done some production. And they deal with a whole lot more with the, like, people being taken by the creatures and stuff. And because these people are able to open doors and, like, literally just, like, open a door and there's another place there, not the house. Or not the other side of that door. So I think maybe that's what they were...
That would really suck. You wake up in the middle of the night, you gotta piss, you open the bathroom door, fuck!
He literally does that. Like,
now where am I gonna piss?
like, he literally,
well, I guess it'll just run down my leg, because I'm scared of pistols.
You know, we'll get into that one when I make you guys watch Pavel Hall. Yeah, like, it's actually...
Show you
it's probably...
mythos.
It's probably, like, that, like, they were trying to, like, tie it into, like, that, because, like, it started off with, like, the fear mythos, like, them stumbling onto the stuff, and then I think the two creators, like, hung out or something like that and started, like, collaborating. So,
But I also think that it should have been more properly, like...
Yeah.
He was confused, and rightly so, because, you know, he wants me to open a door. Well, okay, then a door gets opened, and...
Nothing happens.
And nobody cares.
Yeah.
And then the one guy's family's suddenly dead, but they died before the door was opened.
Like, not afterward. Not shortly after, yeah. Also, I did like that effect when they, like, cut... when, like, the sword with... Or the machete with holy water, and they slashed the painting, and it just burns up. That was pretty cool. But, yeah, but also, like, wow, well, like, so Nathan's... I mean, regardless, like, mind you, Nathan's body was taken. Like, Nathan's dead.
Yeah.
Or is he?
Well, that's actually the thing. I'm wondering if they're going to pull a Game of Thrones, like, he's not dead if his head hasn't been lopped off. But also, again, Josiah... I think he was killed in the other world. And then Josiah, as according to Josiah, like, he tried to kill himself, and nothing happened. Yeah. So I think, like, maybe...
but
we might see Nathan again.
He was killed in our world.
Was he? Okay. But then he was taken.
But then he was taken to the other world, which means he could have theoretically been healed, depending how that world works.
Yeah, it is, like, a weird metaphysical place, like... So, who's to say what's... Again, we don't know the laws of physics in that place. Aside from that farewell video.
Biology is the one you want there. Biology is the one you want there. That, and I mean, there's no way he's dead for 12 minutes. Or is it 6 minutes? I can never remember.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, anything else, though?
The other thing that I have here is that it wasn't Slender Man. It was the beer all along.
What?
In the last 3 episodes... He drinks a beer from Angry Orchard. This is the trial of leaves. Orchards have leaves, therefore...
What?
So much extrapolation there.
That is like my level of extrapolation, sir. So the whole thing has just been like a big the conspiracy is the beer.
No, it's a marketing campaign.
Yeah.
It's not a conspiracy. It's just a marketing campaign.
Yeah.
You drink this beer, you fucking see some shit, your family dies. Drink our beer. Every bottle's a winner.
Oh God. God. That okay. All right. Leviathan, do you have anything else to say or contribute to it?
Well, first off, the fact that I had to watch these videos out of order.
Yeah, we have
because they don't have a playlist on their YouTube page, and that strikes me as foolish and lazy and just dumb. Like, if you don't watch these in order, you're gonna get a weird fucking story told to you.
Yeah, like, I went there, I was
as I was watching, you know, like I said, I didn't watch them in order because I just let it, like, I started with the first one and then I just let it play the next because YouTube had just about as good a shot at getting them to play in the right order as I did.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I saw them out of order, but once I saw enough of them, I was able to, like, mentally rearrange the ones I had seen, but I shouldn't have had to do that.
Yeah.
Like, you want me to watch your videos. You want me to watch them in order. Help me.
Make a playlist.
By, you know, what? Fucking a few dozen clicks with a mouse. It can't be that hard. I've never done it, but I'm pretty sure I could fucking do it.
It is not hard.
And they didn't.
Yeah, that also irked me when I first
Because I was like, oh
it,
man, I don't know what fucking order to watch these in. Fuck. Oh, playlist? This channel has no playlist. Well, fuck you too. It just...
You were already in a grumpy mood when you went to watch this.
I was already grumpy when I went to watch it because I was going to watch it. You know that.
Yeah. I do subject.
And the fact that the playlist wasn't there when there was no real reason for it not to be there, that did not help. And honestly, from the get-go, the first fucking video, I'm like, oh, great. Guys with a video camera. And I mean, like, I get that that's how these things fucking start, but God, why can't we just have one start where, you know, they go for a hike and they see some weird shit, so then they start recording? Like, I don't need to see the banality.
I guess what you're saying.
That's my problem with web series like these, with anything found footage. Mm-hmm. They're always filming before shit happens. Like, you know what? Why not some weird shit happens?
And then they go back
when you're not filming, and you're like, hey, some weird shit happened, so we're gonna try and video document it, see if we can't get on fucking Unsolved Mysteries. Whoa, I just dated myself.
And then it's like, oh god, it's back, and it's attacking us.
And like, you know, like let's see if we can't fucking, you know, Ghostbuster this shit up.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know, get like 10 gajillion hits. That's a reasonable response to shit going weird. Not, you know, like everyone does. We're recording. Nothing's happening. This is really boring. Da da da. And then, you know, however long in, then shit starts to happen. Just, why isn't anyone trying to invigorate this found footage thing? They're going with the same formula that everyone goes
They're going with the same formula that, let's face it, Blair Witch did.
Well, no, because Blair Witch actually did its own thing because they were filming a documentary.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what everybody else has been trying to emulate. So they've been like, oh, well, we're starting this and stuff. Yeah.
But, like, no one's trying to... They're just going with a formula. Mm-hmm. As opposed to, like, I get it, you know? I can, like, let's just use this metaphor. I can go online and I can find a recipe, and it'll be a really, you know, it'll be a decent meal. Mm-hmm. But if I tweak that recipe to my taste and to my girlfriend's taste, it will be a delicious meal that I will make over and over again, as opposed to, I made it once, whatever. Why isn't anyone doing that with this formula? No one seems to be. They all seem to be doing this fucking, we're filming for some reason. You know, they're not doing anything unique. They're just filling in the blanks. You know, they've got a form. Okay, we are filming because hiking YouTube channel.
You want more creativity when it comes to like trying to find why the situation is happening and why
it's being recorded.
Yes. Yeah.
Or don't fucking do found footage, which I understand is a little hard for a YouTube channel because, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like for the love of God, why can't, like, this isn't anything against Trial of Leaves because they're doing the same thing that everyone else is doing. This is a problem I have with the entire thing.
The entire genre.
Yes, with anyone who's trying to entertain through video. Because anytime they go for found footage, they fucking do the same thing that everyone else is doing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and the ones that don't, because yes, there are a couple that do mix it up a little bit. The ones that do mix it up a bit are far more enjoyable. Yeah. Because I'm not immediately bored with the situation because they're like, oh, we're recording hikes because a hiking YouTube channel needs to be a thing.
It's a niche.
I understand, and trust me, I have seen some fucking niche videos on YouTube, and I've been thankful that they were there because they were showing me how to do something I needed to know how to do. So, yeah, different strokes for different folks. Maybe people really like to watch other people hike. I would rather just go on a hike myself.
The thing that I liked about it was that it reminded me of what we used to do.
I just don't understand why anyone would need a video for a hike. Like, you can't do it wrong. You know? Really just, so it's not like it's a how-to. It's just like, oh, hey, these guys hike too.
Yeah. Like, for the narrative of this, like, it gets us to know the characters. I understand, like...
Another thing that I would have... Yes, it helps us to get to know the characters. Like, so many horrible, horrible info drops. Like, hey, how's class going? Oh, I'm not in school. Like, are you people friends or not? Why are you asking him if he goes to class, or how class is? He doesn't go to school. Like, either you're friends, or you're not. And if you're not friends, why the fuck are you doing a hiking channel together? That's pretty basic information.
Yeah.
If you're gonna, they were saying it for me, not for each other. And that was really, really not organic. It was so forced. And I find that actually I hated the acting throughout this entire fucking thing. These seemed like acting scenes, not like people in distress, not like people on a mission, not like people scared for their lives. It seemed like people reading from fucking cue cards. I'm actually surprised that no one else talked about that because, like, it seemed amateurish, but not in the way that it was supposed to.
Yeah. I don't know,
their line delivery was forced. Their panic, their fear, their terror was forced. Like, it wasn't natural. Mm-hmm. It just, don't get me wrong, it's a web series. I'm not expecting Oscar-worthy performances, but what I got was, like, high school, film projects. That's what I got. When, you get fucking the guy sitting beside you to act in your film, because he's the only one who will do it. Or, because he's right beside you. So, yeah. That was a big thing, and just in general, the story, just, when I did piece it together, I just wasn't interested. And their starting thing, like, the hiking and the survival tips and whatnot, I didn't really feel like they knew what the fuck they were talking about, and they really should have if they were going to use
that as their starter?
Yeah. Go with something you know. Like, you guys are obviously fucking film students. Or at least one of you is.
Yeah.
Fucking go with that. Use that. Like, play to your strengths, not to other shit just to put you in the wilderness. Like, Slender Man doesn't have to be in the fucking trees. He doesn't have to be. Yeah. I know he often is, but... Fuck, I've seen him all sorts of places, and I don't even go search out Slender Man shit. So, like, you can... I don't know, it didn't...
It didn't grab you.
And I mean, and it didn't seem like they were engaged in what they were doing, which meant that it didn't engage me. Like, I don't know, it didn't seem like they were fucking gung-ho hikers or outdoor activity guys. I didn't feel like they were fucking excited to film camping and put it on YouTube for us. Like, they should have been. Like, they had no enthusiasm for what they were doing. Whereas if they had have gone with something that the actual actors enjoyed, and I mean, don't get me wrong, maybe these people fucking love to go camping. Maybe they love to go on hikes, but that didn't come through. And again, it didn't. And at the beginning, like, I understand they were setting up the whole time to do a Slender vlog.
Yeah.
But if you are going to try and grab me with, like, you have to try and grab me in your hiking videos. And they didn't. They just exposition dumped and kind of lackluster went about and then showed a gun. You know? Like...
And then shit, yeah, and then, like, that was the weirdest thing, really, about it. Aside
well,
from that,
and it didn't have to be weird.
Yeah.
It had to be engaging. And it wasn't. Like, if I was a hiking enthusiast or a camping enthusiast, I wouldn't have watched those videos. Because they weren't enthusiastic about it. You know what I mean? Like, if you are going to just, you know, if you're going to try and fake me out by having it be a hiking video, like a hiking series, because that's what it was originally. It was going to be a hiking channel, and then Slenderman showed up and they switched focus. But I didn't really feel like they wanted to be making a hiking channel.
They wanted to make a Slender series.
Exactly.
I hear what you're saying.
Their fake out was fake. Is really where I'm going. Like, they didn't try and sell the fake out well enough.
All right.
You know, like, for example, Predator. Mm-hmm. The first half of Predator is a fucking, like,
military
Vietnam commando movie.
Yeah.
And then the Predator shows up, and then shit gets real. Like, they didn't do that. Like, and I mean, that's comparing apples and oranges, but it's, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to have the fake out has to be believable.
Exactly. That way, when the tone shifts, it's like, that's when you want it to be jarring.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, you know? Whereas, all of a sudden, it's not that the tone shifts, it's that they actually finally fucking get interested. You know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying, and like I do understand. Like, not all the acting in this series was really, like, to me, some of it felt forced. Mm-hmm. But I do disagree in terms of, like, that it was all shit. Like, I did actually enjoy.
I also wasn't paying as much attention as I should have been. I'm willing to say that maybe I'm making generalizations a lot of the times when I'm talking about this, because I am.
Yeah.
Because I was not engaged enough to give this all of my attention.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to say is 100% the Trial of Leaves' fault. It's partially their fault, partially mine, because I should have, regardless of how engaged I wasn't, I should have found it within myself to give it my full attention.
Yeah.
However, I am notorious for not having enough fucks to give.
I did give this to you like 3 months ago to watch.
Yeah, and I watched it last night.
Exactly. Like, yeah. And again, like, the view, like, we do actually kind of, like, again, like, I have watched this series. I've also watched dozens upon dozens of other Slender vlogs. So this, like, I understand these are amateur filmmakers and, like, actors. But I think my bar is, like, down enough because of, like, I watch a lot of these, and the acting isn't always subpar, or isn't always, like, good, it isn't always bad, but it's kind of just in this, like, they're beginners. They're starting off, like, doing film and stuff. They've got a camera, they want to do some stuff, some projects. So that's my view when it comes to watching this show. Mikey here, like, this is his first Slender vlog.
Yep.
Completely. And he watched all through of it. And then you've watched Marble Hornets last year, and you've also, like, watched tons of other movies, like, just other horror movies and stuff in general. And you, again, had the unfortunate experience of watching this, like, really weird, ham-fisted way of watching it. Because, again, like, they should... I when I first watched this, like, checked it out on YouTube, like, 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I did see that like, it did kind of irk me that there was no playlist. I was like, oh, fuck. All right, well, I guess I'm watching this from start to finish, like, by going back and clicking onto the next video. Especially when I found out that, like, yeah, the next video isn't actually coming up automatically. So I do understand that part of it. Personally, I didn't see a whole lot of issue in terms of the acting, except for, like, the occasional piece. But that is just
my big problem was, honestly, Josiah. Because he liked to be on camera alone a lot. Mm-hmm. And every time he was, I wanted to stop the fucking video.
You just didn't like Josiah?
It's not necessarily that I didn't like him. It's just that he tended to go on and repeat things and talk about shit that I don't care about. Like, and I mean, don't get me wrong, that's not necessarily this thing, like, the video's problem. It could have just been, like, you know, that could be my problem. I'm willing to admit that. But, like, he's going on, and I just, fucking Christ. And pretty much any time you have just two people on camera conversing with each other,
yeah,
it just didn't feel believable. It didn't feel like a spontaneous, organic conversation. It seemed like scripted lines. And the fucking torture scene.
Yeah, I will say...
Like, that was bad. That was bad acting on both of their parts.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was necessarily just bad acting. I think it was also bad script writing. Like, there was a lot of fucking jumping around.
Yeah. Like, I understand Josiah has been through a lot in the last year. It also just kind of seemed a little bit out of character for him to suddenly go, like, kind of like almost menacing and, like,
we're
evil.
talking about a guy who literally tried to slit his wrists.
Yeah. And then...
But wasn't allowed to die.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's going to change a man. And, I mean, like, don't get me wrong.
And, like, then he got back and, like, everything got worse from there.
I'm also the kind of person who I would have jumped to torture way before most people. So, like, I'm okay with the fact that he went to torture, but that scene is just still
really melodramatic.
It's still didn't force. The acting is not torturer and torture victim.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people reading lines. And...
Yeah, I did... both of them, like, yeah, it did,
also,
yeah. That one was kind of one of the
I didn't really see any torture. I saw a person tied to a chair get hit a bit.
Yeah.
Like...
And then, like, off camera breaking her fingers, which... I mean, again, like, you have to kind of fake that, but... Yeah.
We're talking about a guy who slit his own wrists and wasn't allowed to die.
Yeah.
You're telling me he doesn't know how to be a sadistic torturer? Like, I'm sorry. I'd have gotten that bitch to fucking talk. And I'm sorry for calling the character a bitch, because that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
But, like, I would have gotten that... I would have gotten my victim to talk. Mm-hmm. And it would have, like... It would have been torture. Not just like, I'm smacking you around a bit, and I'm breaking your fingers.
And asking you to talk.
Like...
And then, yeah, like...
No. Like, it didn't seem like a fucking torture scene. It didn't seem like someone who was actually trying to get information. I honestly feel like he didn't know what he wanted out of her, and until she was like, oh wait, you're not the cultist? Oh wait, you're not the cultist? Like, that was the reason that scene existed.
Yeah.
Not so that he could get information. But again, it's kind of that whole... It goes back to the fucking hiking videos thing. You're not selling me on why you're there in the first place.
You're trying to reach...
You're just trying to get to this twist.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I will say that is, like, watching that last episode, or that last video was kind of the weaker part for... Like, the acting just didn't... For me, like, that was one of the parts where the acting didn't come out as well as I thought. Like, as well as I liked the rest of it. Because, again, I did enjoy the rest of it. It's just this one... Also, like... And, like, I'm interested to see where it goes from here, now that they have a new character that... And, like, this...
And I'm not,
they've killed each other.
I'm not blaming... like, honestly, this is how little attention I was fucking giving. Was that Josiah, or was that Justin, or...
In that last video?
Yeah, in the
that
torture.
That was Josiah.
Okay, I'm not blaming Josiah. I may not like him, I'm not blaming him, and I'm not blaming the new girl, I'm blaming whoever the fuck wrote it. Because...
Might have been Josiah.
That's fine.
Because he is the creator.
But I'm not blaming his acting, per se. I'm blaming the writing on not having...
Yeah, like he was trying to get to that one point where, like, wait, you're not the killer?
Yeah.
I'm not the killer. Fuck.
And this is the thing.
They're going around in circles.
This is... For me, it's a symptom... it's the same symptom as the hiking videos. they're trying to get to the twist, but they don't care about what leads up to the twist. They don't care about selling it. And I mean, like, yeah.
All right.
I got nothing else on that. But yeah, these people need to fucking put a playlist on their YouTube channel.
Yes. That I will agree on.
Maybe 2, one for season 1, one for season 2.
Yeah.
Or just one for the whole fucking thing. Just keep it going. I'm okay with that. Add to the fucking playlist.
I may actually have to go home tonight and update our playlist, so I'm not getting accused of that.
We're not trying to tell an ongoing story.
Yeah.
And I mean, our episodes are fucking numbered.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, even that would have been helpful.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they don't make it easy for new viewers to come in.
That is an issue.
And
because if somebody wanted to like
and
get
how are
into
you going to grow your viewership if you don't make it easy for them? Yeah. Like, help us out. You want me to watch.
Yeah.
I honestly am okay with just hitting Netflix and watching Supernatural.
Yeah.
I'll go do that. You can have your fucking channel. Or you can give me a playlist and I can be like, oh, fuck, it's going to be super easy. It's going to be actually a little bit easier than fucking going to Netflix and watching Supernatural. Alright, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, there are lots of ways for people to entertain themselves. So, if you want them to watch your shit, maybe you should make it easy.
Alright.
And honestly, I think that can go
for any series that's doing this.
For anything that's trying to tell a start, middle, end story.
Yeah. Not just Slender Vlogs, just any web series that's doing this kind of thing, or any like series that like has that kind of media thing.
Yeah, anyone that's trying to tell a story.
Yeah, in regards to Slender Vlogs, like I've had that happen. I've watched,
and the whole fucking Twitter thing just pisses me off every time it comes up in a Slender Vlog. Well, the past 2 times it's come up in a Slender Vlog, pisses me off that
it's a multimedia like system like thing that they go.
I
with.
hear you.
Yeah.
And this one didn't seem to hurt because like. From what I understand, the Twitter was really just there for the hiking thing.
Yeah.
And, but, like, they talk about comments and twits and all, like, all of this stuff. And I don't feel like I missed anything, but...
Because they do review it.
Talking about it.
Yeah. I feel like if you're going to do it, like, at least include it, like, review it on your show, or review it in passing on the episode, so that people who are just watching the videos like us don't have to do it. Because, I mean, some of these, like, a lot of Slender Vlogs do start off, like, as either ARGs, alternate reality games, or half of that, where they take in commentary, or, like audience commentary, and try and incorporate it into the show, like, as the narrative goes. And yeah, the numbering thing definitely would help, and it's a failing that a lot of Slender Vlogs go with. Like, there's one I watched where it was like the thing that hacks their channel was changing the goddamn names of their episodes, and this had been going on for a couple of months. So I went to watch it, and I was kind of lost because all the names were weird and like in Braille at one point, and
in Braille?
or in some kind of a code. Well, it was dots and dashes and stuff like that. So like
Morse code,
maybe Morse code, yeah, might be Morse code. Anyway, it was Morse code.
I don't think you can get Braille on your computer screen.
Actually, you can. There's
on yours.
In Word documents and stuff like that, you can get Braille.
Yes,
I don't know about computer.
Print Braille in a machine that will print Braille.
I'm not entirely sure about web design. Anyway, yeah, it was Morse code. That's what it was. Regardless,
Braille is a text.
I understand. I'm an idiot. All right, I understand.
You're not an idiot. I just like to make fun of you when you make mistakes.
So yeah, it was in Morse code or something like that. And
I can dish it out, but I can't take it. So be kind on me when I make my mistake.
Fuck no.
The one. The one.
Yeah. The one. So yeah, I do understand. Like, yeah, that is a gripe that I totally understand with.
And yes, I'm not necessarily going to harp on. Like I'm harping on Trial of Leaves
because we're doing that.
However, but that's because that's what we're talking about. But in general, yes, I understand how that could be a fucking symptomatic problem of all sorts of these types of things.
Yeah. Also, with regards to the hiking thing, I know they actually did in the Slender Nation podcast, which Josiah was part of. He does mention that like the idea came from like they do hike, and they decide, hey, that would be like this would be an interesting like how we shoot a video of us just hiking. We do improv for most of the video, and then at the end we have a goal of what's actually going to happen at the end. That's how they went with it.
That's their fucking problem right there. They have a goal, and they're trying to improv their way to it.
Yeah.
And no, you need to plan this shit out. Like, you need to have your shit
for what
going.
You're saying while
exactly.
You're doing it, yeah.
You need to know what you're doing every step of the way. You can't, like, you can ad-lib,
yeah,
but you can't improv from start.
They were going to improv
to get to this magical ending.
Like, they knew what they were going to go, what hike the route they were going to go, but, yeah.
Yes, but, like, that's not what we're watching.
Yeah, we're waiting for the Slender Man to show.
We're listening to people.
Yeah.
And they're improving that.
Yeah.
You can't, it's like a hike. You can't just be like, you know what? I want to show up on the other side of town. I don't know how I'm going to get there. And just fucking go.
Yeah.
No. You need to have your fucking hike planned out.
Yeah.
So you need to have your fucking, again, maybe, like, you don't need a script per se, because I can understand if you're...
Natural conversation. Like,
exactly, you're trying to keep it sounding natural, so you go with improv, but you don't go with improv, you go with ad-lib.
Yeah.
And it may sound like I'm splitting hairs, but it's a world of difference.
For making it seem natural. I honestly didn't have a whole lot of issue. I actually enjoyed the banter they were doing when they were on that hike. I rewatched it and realized I couldn't watch the video again because of how shaky it was, but I could actually do something else while listening to their audio, to their video. So I do get that, but yeah, I personally didn't mind the dialogue for those initial videos. So, but that is my own personal taste. Like, I am willing to.
And
do that.
for me, and for me, it's a matter of it just.
You had to sit there and watch it for the show.
Well, and I could see that, like, once I'd watched the video, I knew what had happened. I knew the problem with it was that they had a destination and they didn't care about the journey.
Yeah.
See, now I'm going to get all zen on you. It's not about the destination.
It's
about the journey. When you're trying to entertain people, especially, and regardless of what else they're trying to do, they're trying to make it entertaining, or at least they should. Like, that should be a major concern for them. Yes, they want to tell their story, but they want us to enjoy the journey. But they're not focusing. They're improving the journey. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, improv is a great art form. It's actually one that I have the utmost respect for because I am shit at it. But these guys aren't much better than me. They're better than me, but not by much. Not by as much as they need to be.
Yeah.
They really should have been ad-libbing. They should have had talking points planned out.
Yeah.
Beats that they're supposed to hit throughout their journey. And, they say them in whatever manner they want so that it still sounds natural. Mm-hmm. Basically, they should have put more effort into their hiking, into those episodes.
Yeah, because it did seem like it was going the way of, like,
again, they put a lot of effort into their destination.
And
they just didn't put as much effort into their journey. And I think that's really the main thing I'm going to leave with this entire web series, is that they like to focus on points. They don't like to focus on the journeys to the points. Yeah. And I think that's going to be my final word on it, because if not, I will keep going on.
And yeah, we don't have a set.
I got shit to do today.
Yeah. So yeah, okay,
you got shit to do today. This guy's got shit to do today.
Yeah, and we have been talking a lot about on that.
The people listening got shit to do today.
They can do it while they're listening. But anyway, yeah, as apparently they do. But anyway, so that's. I guess that's the final words in terms of discussion for it. I will recommend it because I did enjoy it. I still enjoy it. It's definitely one of the better ones out there. And it does tap on the fear mythos, which there's only like a handful of Slender vlogs that actually do that. The rest of them tend to go with like other Slenderman ideas. So I really do like the concept of the fear mythos. It's a little bit more complex than just, this creepy unknown creature. There's actually like machinations behind it, and there's more of them than just the Slenderman. I just like all-star like creepypasta things.
Okay, but here's the thing: I didn't get any of that other information in this.
It pops up later in the series, like when they go to that other world. Suddenly, the Rake is there because that's what that thing was. That humanoid creature.
Oh, you mean that guy in a morph suit?
Yeah, that was a Rake, or that was supposed to be the Rake. But that's again because and also like I guess as a Slenderman like fan or like somebody who watches Slender vlogs, that's where because I had seen it from another.
Okay, but when you saw it, were you like, oh, that's the Rick? I remember that from that thing.
Yeah.
Or were you like, what the fuck is that? Google.
No. I actually when I recognized it from a couple of other series that have used that. For the Rick.
Fair enough. I didn't actually. Okay, so you see, you didn't get your information. You got your information from other web series that use a guy in a morph suit as the Rake.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I still
see what I'm saying? Like, for me, it was just like, oh, Slenderman took off his suit. That's what I saw.
Wow.
That's what I saw. Because what is Slenderman? Guy in a suit with a morph hood.
Yeah.
What did I see? Guy in a morph suit.
Fair.
Slenderman without a suit.
All right, I don't care. I like it. I enjoyed it. So,
I hear you, but like, and yes, that is something else from the mythos. But honestly, if someone were to say, "What was that up with Slenderman without the suit?" I wouldn't have been able to tell them that wasn't Slenderman without the suit, because they wouldn't have believed me because there's no evidence of that in the show. They're relying on the mythos
as much as
and pre-knowledge of it, or at the very least post-research.
Yeah,
like it's part of that whole. It's not self-contained. You're relying on people to have knowledge that you're not giving them. That's something that I've bitched about before.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm still gonna recommend it. But
that's fine. Yeah. You can recommend it.
Yeah. And there were people that like again, like if you're like me who have watched a bunch of series, you'll probably enjoy this just as much as I did. But
exactly. But if you're like me, I don't watch these things. I don't. Like, honestly, I like my stories a little more polished. I can't recommend it. Shock and awe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't recommend it. I can't recommend this to, like, I can't even conditionally recommend it like I did with Always Watching. There's just, I don't have enough redeeming qualities in this to recommend it.
That's fine.
And honestly, anyone who's like me, who like any of our listeners who are like me, they already know they're not going to like it. Yeah. Just like if they're like you, they already know they're going to like it.
Yeah.
However, if they're like Mikey, the E stands for evil.
What do they think?
I want my 4 hours back.
So I think that's a no.
I'll get them eventually.
I don't want my 4 hours back. It was for me. It was an experience, and I mean, yes, I had to do it for the show, but I mean, like, I'm open to experiencing new forms of entertainment. I just never like them for some reason.
Yeah.
But trust me, I am actually open to these things. It's just they're always of poor quality.
Yeah, and I think that my issue, or my conditions are that, like, I've watched a ton of these. I do enjoy, like, the amateurness of it. So I think my bar is just, like, at a certain level that to enjoy them. Like, so, yeah, it really is just different.
You watch these things because you want to watch them.
Yeah, exactly.
And you
like I seek them. You
want to get them. Like you want to get out of them what they're offering you.
Yeah,
I want something out of them that they're not offering.
Exactly.
And that they're never going to offer. And that they never will offer.
So yeah, it's different strokes for different folks. In terms of this. But yeah. So Mikey, that was a definite no. Okay. It's apparently what you're for.
I think your no was more definite than mine.
Yeah. He's just like, no. So
because
yeah.
I would watch it if it was better.
Ouch.
Like,
yeah, I mean,
I've watched season 1.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch season 2. But if season 1 had have been good, I would have watched season 2.
Well, here's hoping they improve.
Whatever, I won't find out.
Or you will.
Nope.
At least I'll let you know.
Yeah, doesn't mean I'll watch it.
Yeah. So I guess that's how we end off Slendermonth 2016.
Not with a whimper, but with a fucking, hour and a half long
Probably.
whine, bitch and moan. You made me watch this horrible thing, so now I'm gonna make you listen to me bitch about it for just as long as I watched it.
Alright. So, yeah, that's it for this week's episode. If you like what you heard, if you didn't, if you want to argue with us somewhere on comments, leave us a comment in the comment section below, wherever this gets posted, whether it be on Kiwi6, YouTube, Facebook. We're all on Twitter at Dr. Leviathan and Review Cultist. Right? No, we aren't. Mikey isn't. The E stands for evil. And you can send us a review on iTunes. Let us know how we're doing, how much we're fucking up, or whatever. What?
Sorry, just how much we're fucking up. I think we're aware of how much we're fucking up.
Yeah, it's true.
We may not like it, but I think deep down we're aware.
You can also send us an email at aldenterigamortis@gmail.com. That's aldenterigamortis@gmail.com, where you can send us suggestions for other creepypastas or Slender vlogs you'd like us to discuss on the show. So, until next time... Oh, also, you can show some support by donating. Go to crazonstudios.tumblr.com, where you can check out each title card for each episode, and on the side there's a little donate button. So, until next time, I have been your host, Review Cultist.
And I'm still Dr. Leviathan.
And I'm Mikey. The E stands for evil.
And this has been Al Dente Rigamortis, the end of Slendermonth 2016. Sleep well.
Woo! 2-year anniversary next week!
Slenderman, Slenderman, all the children try to run. Slenderman, Slenderman, to him it's part of the fun. Slenderman, Slenderman, dressed in darkest suit and tie. Slenderman, Slenderman, you will certainly will die. Slenderman, Slenderman, his branching arm
need a playlist in that situation.
Yeah, I did actually find when I was watching them, after like a couple of them, they started doing them in order. Like I just started like letting it feed through because I realized that they were going through in order. But yeah, that initial
yeah, but
one
you can
does
do
not.
that because you
I
know
watched
the
it
order.
once.
You know what order they're supposed to be in. I theoretically can't do that. I did anyway because I put the cunt in contrary.
Fair. So much B-roll this episode. I don't know what I'll choose.
Personally, I think I put the cunt in contrary would make an awesome t-shirt.
God damn it.
There is no cunt in
I
contrary.
know.
It comes from I got it from an old McLean and McLean album. It was entitled Taking the O out of Country, which leaves you with just country. Hilarious.
Yeah.
However, I am not a country. I am contrary. And I can put the cunt in that.
Alright, there we go.
Mikey? Who is this Mikey?
Wait, the E stands for evil? Oh, I thought it was the E stands for... Nah, I got nothing.
Fair.
Evangelist.
Evangelist.
No, evangelist.
Alright.
Oh man, now I want to change my last name to Jealous and name a kid Evan.
God damn it.
Right? Alright, so, moving on.